Hello everyone! In my ongoing efforts to continue to learn Godot, I decided I wanted to just dive headfirst into exploring parts of its physics engine by creating a simple project. I've been on a bit of a sci-fi kick lately, so my mind immediately went to space.
Space, the final frontier.
This led me to the simple project of simulating stable orbits. And with our solar system having so many planets, it seemed like modeling it was the perfect opportunity to do this. So sit back, relax, and buckle up, space cadets, as we explore how to improperly and inefficiently code a physics-based solar system. The first step is figuring out how we can make a stable circular orbit. Looking at a super basic free body diagram of a planet, there's basically only two main forces that are at play: the force from gravity and the instantaneous velocity of the moving planet. In order for the orbit to be circular, the velocity will have to be perfectly perpendicular to the force from gravity. Now you can have both forces present and still not have a stable orbit. The velocity of the planet has to exceed the force of gravity, or else you will be pulled in. To model this, I created a few boxes representing the Sun, the Earth, and our Moon. I created a simple velocity vector that represents the constant force that gravity applies to the body, and another constant force representing the velocity of the moving planet, which was constantly leading by 90 degrees. And there you go, a working orbit. My job here is done. Thanks for watching. Now this isn't how it works in real life, as I'm not dealing with acceleration and freefall mechanics that actual orbiting ensues, but for this project it's good enough. The last piece of the prototype was figuring out how I could get the Moon to orbit around the Earth while it orbited around the Sun. Using some vector math, you'll find that what's really happening here is that you have the same forces applied to the Moon that are applied to the Earth. So you can take the vectors that are used to orbit the Sun and simply add them to the vectors that the Moon has to orbit the Earth. And here's what all of that looks like together. Now, there's something both existentially terrifying, but also beautiful and almost serene about space. And as much as I enjoyed working with little rotating boxes, I figured if I wanted to capture the serenity, I would need to upgrade the visuals. I actually ended up finding this pixel planet generator created by someone named Deepfold. I'll link his itch.io page below. It has these pre-created planets that you can customize, which then generates a sprite sheet that easily uploads to Godot. They also have a beautiful space background creator, which I also used. I cannot get over how impressive all of these look, so again, a super special shout out to Deepfold. After adding in all these animations and backgrounds, I cleaned up the code a bit and applied it to Mercury, and you can see now we have a planet orbiting. Next was to scale up and apply the code to all the planets. As I was slowly drifting off to hypnosis after watching this, I realized that it was missing some sort of either drawn path it follows or some sort of marking signifying the path it was on. I ended up making a simple marker that instantiated every second or so that would last for about 10 to 15 seconds. Oh yeah, that's so much better. I also thought it would be really cool to get a close-up on the planets as they were orbiting. So I implemented a way to click on them, which would zoom in on that specific planet so you could look at it closer. It was pretty simple to implement. I just added buttons that tracked the planets, and when you clicked on it, it would delete the camera and instantiate a new one as the child of the planet you would want to see more closely. Oh, and I finally added our moon. The way that this is implemented, I could totally see this being some sort of creative level select screen or something like that. I honestly just love watching everything move, and clicking on the planets is so satisfying. So to finish up the simple simulation, I cleaned up the scene a little bit and added some fitting space-themed comfort music. The song is Star Machine 2000 by Wintergatan, and it fits the cozy and beautiful side of space perfectly. Oh, also, for those who have watched up to this point, I'll let you in on a little secret. I also made the Earth controllable, so those of you who love chaos, you can now crash the Earth into whatever you want. And with that, I'll leave you with a full playthrough of the simulation. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I can't wait to see you on the next project.